Tonight a virtual meeting with our partner Spokane Community Colleges and the City of Airway Heights. Tonight we're welcoming our community to learn a little bit more about industry expansion and opportunities in the City of Airway Heights. The city has been working for about 2 years on a plan of how to assist development of our industrial areas south of US Highway 2. And part of that conversation is about workforce development. So we really wanted to have an opportunity to explore with you, our community, what type of industries may be coming to Airway Heights, what specializations in employment that there may be crossover between those industries based on skill sets, and most importantly, learn what we can do in order to prepare ourselves for these new opportunities for employment in sectors like aerospace, metals manufacturing, food production, etc. So tonight we're very glad to welcome Lori Hunt with Spokane Community College and a panel of educators that will provide information about how to get connected with certification and training programs. If you would like to know a little bit more about the industrial plan that Airway Heights is currently considering, please go to the city's website at City of Airway Heights Planning Department and Sub-Area Plan, and you can download a copy. And please join us for tomorrow, which will be October 14th at 6 p.m., in which our City Plan Commission will have a public hearing on the draft, and we'd love and welcome you to listen in and provide comment and feedback about how we should look at developing those industrial areas. Because of COVID, of course, these meetings are being conducted virtually through Zoom. And the Zoom instructions are also located on the City of Airway Heights website on the front page and also under Planning Commission if you'd like to join us. So just a few notes for tonight. We are recording this so that we can replay it for other residents that may not have been able to join us tonight. We're also asking that anyone who is here tonight mute so that we can not have interruptions because of, certainly we're using a narrow bandwidth with regards to both video and sound, and sometimes that can be both distracting and can interrupt the flow of the virtual meeting. And we also asked any guests for tonight to turn off their video so we'll be able to see our panel as they discuss opportunities for training and certification available through Spokane Community College. So with that, I'd like to hand that over to Lori for tonight. She's going to be facilitating our panel discussion, and thank you again everyone for joining us.
Wonderful. Thank you for the introduction, Heather. I'll go ahead and share my screen and the presentation for this evening. Okay, hopefully everybody can see my PowerPoint presentation. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Dr. Lori Hunt and I'm the Dean of Student Success at Spokane Community College. This evening, I would like to share more information about the programs and support Spokane Community College has to offer, as well as welcome you to a few of our faculty members who are on this evening to share about their professional technical programs to prepare students for industry careers. Spokane Community College is located on the east side of Spokane off Green and Mission Streets. SCC offers academic and professional technical degrees and certificates that prepare students for transfer or classes, but why choose SCC? So one of the reasons why students choose SCC is for our small class sizes that are taught by our faculty who provide hands-on instruction and offer great opportunities for one-on-one interaction. If you're coming back to school after some time, this is a great way to re-enter the college environment and get the support that you need. Another reason is cost savings. A little later, I will share more information on college costs and fees, but overall, community colleges are the most affordable education option in the state. It's also important to us that our students feel supported and feel that they have access to all the resources needed to excel in their classes. And so the services that I'll discuss later in our student support section also are a reason to choose Spokane Community College. And then finally, our short-term certificates quickly connect students to careers within a few quarters or less than 2 years. So many great reasons to choose SCC, but 4 I wanted to highlight this evening. Spokane Community College is an open enrollment institution, meaning that any individual that has completed high school or completed the GED and has graduated with their diploma is going to be accepted into most of our programs. Some of our programs have specific entrance requirements, but the majority of the programs are open enrollment. All we need is students to provide a final transcript, a GED or diploma, along with their admissions application to determine that students are eligible to get started. An academic quarter at Spokane Community College typically lasts 12 weeks. Most programs are 3 to 6 quarters long, and students typically attend during the fall, winter, and spring quarters. Some of our programs do have optional summer quarters for specialized trainings, and that information as well is found on our website, and we'll share those links with you a little bit later. So what programs are offered at Spokane Community College, sorry. I would encourage you to take some time to do some research and see of all of our programs, what might be the best fit for you. And each of our sites have more in-depth information about the program length, campus contacts, and additional information to get you started. SCC offers direct transfer degrees that prepare students to enter four-year programs at colleges and universities. Our academic counselors work with students to create an academic plan and encourage students to complete 90 credits to receive the Associate of Arts direct transfer degree. This degree transfers to four-year public colleges and universities, and typically students start at junior standing. Associate of Applied Science degrees are more commonly referred to as professional technical degrees. These options prepare students for careers directly after completing and are typically completed in 6 to 7 quarters for the 2-year degree or the short certificates. Students meet with curriculum advisors to work and register in programs, as these are designed to place you directly into high demand fields. SCC also offers programs to help students transition into the trades or transition back into school. We offer apprenticeship programs, a skilled trades preparation program, and college prep programs that, again, support students transitioning if they've been out of school for some time or getting back into the college setting. So how do you attend? With so many options, students can attend full or part-time through various modalities. We offer classes on ground, online, and a mixture of both on-ground, online, or flex to meet students where they're at. Safety is a priority at Spokane Community College, so while we continue to figure out how to work through COVID, our technical programs that have in-seat requirements are offered on ground. We follow strict policies and procedures to ensure a safe learning environment, and students are finding that it works well during these challenging times. Again, as you refer to the Spokane Community College website, keep in mind that there are some different requirements for different programs. So taking the time to do a little research is helpful as you prepare for your application and enrollment. Next, I would like to introduce you to some of our faculty who are here to give more in-depth details about their specific programs. Please feel free to write questions in the chat so we can answer during the Q&A portion at the end of the presentation. First, I would like to introduce Sam Tevis from our CNC machining program. I will share my screen, but welcome Sam to join us and share more. Good evening, Sam.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. My name is Sam Tevis. I'm the program director for the machinist CNC program at Spokane Community College. And computer numerical control machinists. We use computers to run high-tech equipment that makes tools, dies, and machines parts necessary for manufacturing. CNC skills are in demand throughout Spokane and across the country. Students in our program will learn blueprint reading, shop mathematics, machine tool theory, inspection, statistical process control, and quality assurance, as well as learning how to program CNCs by hand, as well as using CAM software. In the first year of our program, students primarily focus on manual machining and learning the theory behind how to cut materials using conventional engine lathes, vertical mills, drill presses, grinders, and other shop equipment. In the second year of our program, the students primarily focus on CNC mills and CNC lathes, as well as learn different quality assurance techniques such as CMMs and Roman arms. Does anybody have any questions with our program?
Oops. Great. Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome.
Next, I would like to introduce Hydraulics Pneumatics faculty member George Howladell to share more about the Hydraulic Pneumatic program.
Good evening, and thank you for having us. It's always a pleasure to be able to talk with the citizens of the community. So as Lori said, my name is George Howladell. I'm one of the 2 instructors for the Hydraulic Pneumatics program at SCC. And in our program, it's been around at SCC for over 30 years. And what we do is we focus on hydraulic and pneumatic systems. And so what is that? Is the question that we hear the most often. And that is that we design systems that use a fluid that's under pressure. So a fluid can either be oil or it can be a gas, primarily air. And so in our program, it spans over 2 years, 6 quarters to get the associate's degree. And so in the first year, we teach our students basic pneumatic theory, basic hydraulic theory about Pascal's law and the physics behind how fluid power works. We teach them basic ladder logic so they can use electrical controls to control machinery. We teach them how to design parts for CNC, so to speak, in 3D software called Inventor. And then we also do, we teach our students AutoCAD, which in our industry is a program that's very much in demand. And in their second year, our students will learn basically how to take apart pumps, rebuild pumps, whether they're gear pumps, vane pumps, or piston pumps. They'll take apart industrial 4-tie rod cylinders and mobile cylinders, learn how to inspect the cylinders, identify seals, measure seals, order seals, replace seals, and then test equipment to make sure that it's been repaired properly. They'll learn how to program PLCs, which is a big thing with automated manufacturing now. And then they'll also, in their last quarter, learn how to design hydraulic manifolds, develop the prints to have a machine shop go ahead and make those manifolds. There's also a sales quarter where they'll learn how to look at different components and learn the benefits, the pros and cons of certain types of valves, where they can go out into industry and sell these products to OEMs and then individual customers. And so with our program, we've had, even in the COVID-19 crisis, we have not seen any relaxation on jobs. So we have more jobs than we have students to fill those jobs. Some of the jobs are in Spokane, but our real big employment area is the Seattle, Portland area, and then also Boise's growing pretty fast. And we do have employment in Spokane. It's just the Seattle, Portland area is a lot more industrial. So we'll have companies come from the West Coast to hire our students out. Not any, if there's any questions for that, I'd love to answer those. We do provide tours at our facility pretty much during each workday. So if you'd like to tour the hydraulic pneumatic shop, we can do tours from 7:30 in the morning up till 4:30 in the afternoon, Monday through Friday. You just want to call in advance to set that tour up. We're all about our students, so we love to have our students take people on tours, take prospective students on tours. So you not only hear the faculty perspective about the program, but we like to connect prospective students up with current students so they can hear from the student perspective about what the program is like and the job opportunities and that sort of thing. We're actively involved in our students finding employment. So when we get to our students get to their second year, if they have not already done internships, we like to invite companies to come in and visit with our students. Oftentimes companies contact us and they want to come in and hire our students. It's not uncommon for our students to attend SCC for school, also do their job interview at SCC, and receive full employment without ever having to even leave the building. So I'm very proud of that.
George, can you share with us where some of your graduates are employed locally or regionally?
Yeah, so within the last, I would say, since 2016 on through current, so we have graduates in Spokane working for a company called Applied Industrial, who works in fluid power, extensively power units and that sort of thing. Also local, we've had some recent graduates go to work for a company called Gulf Controls, which is based out of Tampa, Florida. Now they're expanding up in the Northwest. We've had students go work for another distributorship in Spokane called SunSource. Recently, I had a student apply for a job out at the Amazon facility out by the airport. And so and Spokane's actually shown quite a bit of growth. So in the last couple of years, we've actually been able to help, facilitate our students' employment in Spokane. Probably about half the jobs that our graduates have received have been in the city of Spokane or the outlying communities. Typically, though, what our students will do is they kind of jump over to the Seattle, Portland area for the higher wages and stuff, which happens on the West Coast. A lot more industrial base over there. But about 90% of our students will work in the state of Washington, which is a good thing. Occasionally, we do get some students that will go back east, like myself. I graduated from the program in 2000, moved to Sarasota, Florida, and worked for a company called Sun Hydraulics down there. And but like most Northwesterners, we come back to Spokane, right? Because we love it up here. So and that's what I did. So there's vibrant employment in the state of Washington. Spokane's a little bit harder because it's a smaller economy, but we do find a lot of success and good paying career jobs too. These are not jobs that students will graduate, go work at for 6 months and leave. These are jobs that students, when they get these jobs, that they stay with them and make careers out of them. So.
Wonderful. Thank you, George. And then Sam, I'll ask you a similar question if you could jump back on with us, please. Could you share a little bit about the local or regional job outlook for students completing the CNC manufacturing program? We still have you there.
Yes, I'm still here.
That's
a great question. Our current employment outlook is really positive. There's more demand in Spokane for the amount of students who are currently graduating every year. And so our students go to work at a variety of machine shops around the Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, and out in the Airway Heights area. I know that there's been a few manufacturing companies come into Airway Heights recently, and with the, especially with the increase of the aerospace industry around the Airway Heights and the airport, we've seen, quite a bit of demand for our graduates.
Great, thank you. And I think we had a couple more faculty who might not be able to make it tonight with the windstorm, so I'm just going to go back a few slides and then share some information that I have, and we'll go back to the aviation aerospace. So the aviation aerospace program at SCC is great if you like airplanes, you enjoy fixing things with tools. It would be a great fit for that. So in this program, you learn to inspect, service, and repair airplanes and helicopters of all sizes. The Federal Aviation Administration, or the FAA, approved courses provide a well-rounded education in general aviation mechanics. Again, one of our wonderful programs that provides hands-on experiences working with aircraft structures, engines, hydraulics, electrical wiring, flight instruments, and other aviation components and systems. So our programs that we do have available with the aviation aerospace, there is a 2-year aviation maintenance technology degree. And then we offer certificates in aerospace apprenticeship, aerospace composite technician, airframe maintenance, AMT avionics, general aircraft maintenance, and power plant maintenance. I know a few alums who are working locally out at the airport. We have folks working out at Phelps Field, so there's some great opportunities locally in the area. And if you have any questions, I would encourage you to contact Andy Dodson, who is one of our wonderful faculty members. And Andy's email is listed here on the screen, so andy.dodson@scc.spokane.edu. Then the next program you heard from Sam, the program CNC machining. Sam's contact information is here at the bottom of the screen as well. And we offer an AA degree for machinist as well as certificate in industrial and manufacturing technology. That is located at the Colville Center, so it's not here in Spokane. The community college, or Spokane Community College, has sites in Newport, Colville, Republic, and in Chelan, where we do have some of our professional technical programs. Electrical maintenance, another great program at SCC, offers two types of programs. We have our AA degree in electrical maintenance and automation, as well as an AA degree in power systems maintenance. We offer certificates in electrical sales and electrical training. And another program, if you're good with your hands and you like to solve problems, or if you have a knack for understanding how things work, maybe you're considering a career in construction, utility, or maintenance electrician. As our world's electrical systems become more sophisticated, so must the skills of our electricians. And in this program, you'll learn to maintain, test, repair, and or replace complex electrical systems and controls found in modern industrial plants and large commercial buildings. As students are working in the program, they're training in motors, on generators, a little bit of robotics, or maybe a lot of robotics, power distribution, and other electrical systems. So another great opportunity to consider. And Joel Lawrence is the contact for the electrical maintenance program. His program as well is at the bottom of the screen. And then our next program, electronics technician. So our electronics department offers an AAS, Applied Associate of Science degree in applications, avionics, and megatronics. And so a little bit more about this program. If you're interested in the Internet of Things, lasers or computer systems, biomedical equipment or other electronics, it might be a fit for you. If you enjoy tinkering with electronics and problem solving, if you're curious about how things work, our students have, again, a great hands-on experience understanding how things work, testing, evaluating, building and troubleshooting, different trainers in the classroom and labs. And this program does offer the 4 pathways, which I think biomedical equipment isn't on here, but that's another area that students can focus on with our electronics technician program. And so if you're interested in learning more, the electronics contact information as well is at the bottom of the screen. And then, as George mentioned, the hydraulic pneumatics program at SCC, we offer an AAS degree in hydraulic and pneumatic automation technician, as well as a certificate. And George's contact information is also at the bottom of the screen. So as you can see, we have wonderful programs to prepare you for changing the workforce and preparing you for employment opportunities that are coming to the Airway Heights area. Extensive list on our website. But in order to support students to be successful, we also offer free services on campus. A lot of these services are also virtual right now. Services like counseling, tutoring, are free services for students. We have workforce transitions, which offers grant funding to support students and coach them through completing and connecting with career services. But really supports to help you complete your education as needed. We also have a health clinic on site that students can go to for minor needs, but it's a great opportunity or a great option on campus. And then we engage students in the college experience. We offer various events, programs, and clubs throughout the year. Students can get involved in organizations based on their academic or personal interests. Pre-COVID, students and clubs participated in professional learning opportunities and national conferences to gain knowledge in respective fields. I know that our aviation students have participated in some events on the west side of the state and really had exposure to the field. We also host on-ground and virtual career fairs throughout the year to connect students and employers, or to connect our students to our employers locally, as well as some other opportunities for students to connect and engage. So the application for admission to Spokane Community College is free and can be completed online. Visit www.spokane.edu to start the application process. Once your application is submitted, you will receive communication from the college on next steps and the requirements to get your coursework started. And if you have questions, you can also contact 533-7000 for more information on how to apply. After you've completed the application, students complete an online new student orientation. This orientation helps students become more familiar with college services and required steps to enrollment. You can learn more about placement testing if it's needed for your educational pathway, and receive continued communication from the college on the next steps and requirements. The last piece is connecting you to an academic counselor or a curriculum advisor who can help you develop your academic plan and then guide you to enrolling in your classes. A couple more pieces to share about SEC. Again, I mentioned the college savings earlier in the slide. Tuition at SEC is about $1,400 a quarter, and that's based on full-time enrollment, so between 12 to 18 credits. Tuition is due at the beginning of each quarter, and most programs are based on a 3-quarter year. So again, that fall, winter, spring timeline. Programs do have additional fees for bus passes. Students have access to Spokane Transit Authority. We do have a hub here on campus, or a transfer station on campus. There are student fees for books. If your program requires tools or uniforms, there are some additional costs there. But we do have opportunities for students to seek financial aid support to pay for some of those extras. So the first way to apply for financial aid is through the FAFSA, and that's the free application for federal student aid. The federal FAFSA form is open every year beginning October 1st, so it is open now, and it's a great time to start submitting those applications. We encourage students to apply early to meet all of the priority deadlines. With the FAFSA, students find out what sort of financial aid is available to them to help pay for college. Students can qualify for scholarships, which is free money that you don't have to pay back. Students can qualify for state or federal grants, also additional money that does not require repayment. Or students can qualify for work-study opportunities that allow them to work on campus or off campus and get paid as if working a job off campus. The other opportunity students find out through the FAFSA is ability for loans. We highly recommend not taking out loans if you don't need to, because you do have to pay those back. And so connecting with our financial aid office, our workforce funding programs, you might be able to find some additional support to help you pay for the expenses of college. So thank you for joining us this evening. We have a little bit of time for question and answers, or you can take down the information on the screen and give us an email, call our outreach number, because we'd be happy to answer any additional questions. We do have Career Coach online. If you're still not sure what you want to do, if you go to our main webpage, www.spokane.edu, you'll be able to do a career assessment and hopefully help guide you to the next step for reaching out for our programs. And it looks like I'm not seeing any questions in the chat. So
I do have a couple questions, Lori. That was just a fabulous job, and thank you so much, Sam and George, for presenting tonight. Could you speak a little bit to the opportunity that there is, you know, employment-wise and potentially future salary for moving to the type of certifications and employment that would be coming in aerospace, research and development, machining, or computer management of equipment. In Airway Heights, we find that there are quite a few people who are currently employed in the retail and service industry. And so helping of understanding what the differences and the opportunities of seeking certification could be in future employment and wage earning And then the second question would be addressing how Spokane Community College is able to assist people in a variety of ages and stages in life, potentially seeking a certification or a college program.
So Heather, I might need you to ask the first question again. I was trying to take notes, and I'm not sure if I have that specific information on the programs that I covered briefly, and Sam and George might be able to weigh in, but could you re-ask the first question, please?
Oh, absolutely. So the first question is having to do with changing careers, and many of our residents are in the retail and service industry. So what type of positions or type of salary ranges would someone be able to have in the programs that Sam or George covered today?
Well, I could probably, well, I can definitely speak with you on the hydraulic pneumatic side of that. And so we, in our, the fluid power program, we will have students that could range anywhere from 16 and running start 17, all the way up. I think the oldest student that I had was 62, who is a retired conductor with BNSF. And so our age range is pretty extensive. And as far as second careers go, we actually have had some retired military who, you know, they might be in their late 30s, early 40s, they're ready for a new career. Our industry is desperate for employees right now. We have a lot of the baby boomers are retiring, and so a lot of the experience in our field is retiring faster than we can replace it. Now, we're the only program that focuses in on industrial fluid power like this that is west of the Mississippi. So our students will find employment throughout the Western United States. Now, Spokane specifically, it's a little bit tougher because, like I was saying before, the market's a little bit smaller. It's not impossible, but it's just it's a little bit harder to do. The wages within the city of Spokane or the Spokane area, Spokane Valley, and that sort of thing, will average anywhere between 45 and 50,000 to start. For students that are willing to go over to the Seattle or Portland area to gain some experience, those wages have been between 50 and 60,000 starting out. And at that point, it just kind of depends on which branch of our industry that the student goes into. So there's some parts of our industry that pay higher than others. And then there are some parts of our industry where your growth and your understanding of what fluid power is grows faster than other areas. So for example, if you're working with an engineering department, working on equipment for OEMs, your experience is going to gain greater salary increases than if you simply repair pumps, cylinders, and motors and that sort of thing. So it kind of depends on where the student options to specialize in on what those wages would be. And as far as the wages in Spokane, like I say, it's generally between 45 and 50,000 to start with. Regarding the second question is, well, I ask you to please just kind of reiterate that second question. I think I have some information for you on that, but I just want to make sure I'm answering it correctly.
Oh, absolutely. The question had to do with really supporting a variety of individuals in different stages and ages of life. And I think that you did a great job of identifying that you do have a variety of students that are first or second career seeking new information, education, and I thought it might be helpful just to talk a little bit about that for those that would be listening in.
Yeah, and if I can just continue, I mean, one of the things I find that's really enriching for me as an instructor is when I do have students maybe fresh out of high school, just graduated, and then I have a person who may be in their early 50s, and I can pair them off together and give them a project, and they work on that project. And all of these barriers that in society sometimes happen, regardless of what they are. When students get to know one another, get to work with each other, they learn and oftentimes they become friends for life. I know I graduated this program at SCC in the year in 2000, and I still keep in touch with every one of my classmates, and I talk with them all the time. And a lot of our students do that. One of the things we talk about is how important it is to network, and that someone you don't know, they're a friend you haven't met yet. They're going to be a colleague that you're going to work with in the future. And we have just very good relationships between our student body, irregardless to age and background. We have such a diverse group of people. But when we come together in that classroom and we focus on one topic, our students they learn to appreciate their classmates, and they build lifelong relationships. And it's an absolutely wonderful thing to be a part of.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful experience. And for those that may not have had a similar opportunity in the past to network as well as develop relationships that help support their learning and, lifelong colleague in those industries, that's tremendous. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Wasn't sure if Sam also had an opportunity to think about those two questions.
Yes, and I'll take the second question first, talking about the varying of students. Very similar to George, in our program, we have a very wide range of students. Some of our students come to us as running start students, so still haven't finished the high school education yet. And we have other students who are retraining in a second or third career. A lot of veterans come to our program. And so we'll have, a spread of students from 17 years old on up to, 50 plus. I don't want to put a number on anybody exactly, but yeah, so we have a very wide range of that. And similar to George, what we notice is that when they do get a chance to collaborate, there's not as much collaboration going on right now because of COVID, but when they do get a chance to work in groups or pairs, they really feed off of each other and kind of find each other's skill sets, because a lot of people bring varied skill sets to the table. And so when you're doing group work, you have an opportunity to collaborate with each other and really bounce ideas off each other and hear something how somebody else would machine the part or approach the part, and then you might learn something just from hearing other ideas. As far as the wages go, in the Spokane area, there's a large variety of wages. Some jobs may start out between $18, $20 an hour. Other jobs may start out a new hire in the lower 20s. But then the ceiling in machining really has to do with your skill level and your experience level. There are machinists in Spokane with a lot of overtime that might make $60,000, $70,000 or higher. It also depends on benefits and things like that. So not all machining jobs are the same. Some require, if you're a CNC programmer and you're writing programs that then run, that other machinists then run on their machines, you may make more than if you are just, maybe a CNC operator or a starting machinist.
Thank you. I noticed that George spoke to there being a shortage in their field of students who are coming out of the program with that training and certification. Would that be similar for the programs that you work within? Is the demand high?
Yes, it is. I've talked to some machine shops over the summer that would hire 2 or 3 people right then if we had them available. So currently, the demand is outpacing what we're able to produce in graduates every year.
Mm-hmm.
And so some Spokane machine shops are hiring outside of Spokane from other colleges just because the demand is so great.
Mm-hmm. And have you found that in this industry that demand is increasing over time, or is it stabilizing?
I believe it's increasing, partly because a lot of machinists are retiring or getting very close to retiring age. And so there's going to be a gap that we need prospective students to step up and fill, because the machining industry serves such a wide variety of other industries. During the pandemic, for instance, there was a machine shop out in Liberty Lake who started making reusable masks, and they did that by machining a mold, and then they were able to injection mold most of the structure of the mask, and then just have a filter that gets placed in it. And so between medical, dental, aerospace, agriculture, there's just a wide variety of parts that need machined. And Spokane has a pretty diverse machining industry.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that about the portability of these skills locally. That's something we heard from our public open house last month, is the ability to enter into a career, a business sector, such as aerospace or manufacturing or even agricultural production, and be able to remain in the area, but if they need to or desire to change into other employers locally.
Yep.
So it sounds like that has been your experience with students leaving the program.
Yes, and not all of our graduates go on to be CNC machinists. Some of them become quality control personnel, so people that are checking parts to make sure that they meet the tolerances and specifications that the customer provided. And others go into management, where they might be working as a production manager or somebody in charge of the general flow of parts through the shop.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a great perspective, is that there's a variety of opportunities even within that individual position with the same company, where skills, and I believe George spoke to this several times, where as they develop more experience or skills, they can move organizationally as well.
Yes.
I guess one final question, and I very much appreciate all your expertise and knowledge. It's been great, which is, if you were an individual that was considering changing careers and getting an education to help make that leap, what would be your recommendation to begin that journey, to begin that process? And this is open to George and to you, Sam.
Well, I think that getting your education is an important step in that process. The skills that we're able to teach you at the college are hard to learn just on the job. So you really need to have some of the basic skill sets that you can learn here, some of the introductory skills, so that when you become a new machinist, that you're able to really then learn much more. So it's something that is a hands-on trade, and so you have to learn by doing it. And so once our students graduate, they're by no means experts, but they're ready to then begin their next stage of learning, and that is what they'll be doing every day on their job, is they'll be learning.
That's great. George?
Yes, and I think I agree with everything Sam said. He did that brilliantly. One of the things I would recommend to anybody that's looking to do a changing career is that SCC provides a broad range of programs that provide great careers and wonderful faculty. I am so impressed with when the faculty are behind closed doors, meeting, talking about student outcomes, and when talking about what they're hoping for their students, is all the faculty members care. Every one of us that works at SCC is committed to standing right alongside our students to help them through the hard times and to enjoy the good times with them about starting a brand new career. So what I would recommend to anyone looking at starting a new career would be to come to the campus, to take as many tours of the different programs that they can, to meet with the faculty, to talk with current students. I know in our program, when we have visitors come by, we can give those prospective students phone numbers to companies that are hiring. They can ask them about the wages, what the skills are, the reputation of Spokane Community College, talk to current students, past students. I had one student this summer. I said, would you like to talk to a former student? And she said yes. And I scrolled through my phone and said, pick a name that you want to call and talk with them about their experience at SCC, how we prepared them for their job, and how they like what they're doing. And I know John Norman and myself, and John Norman's the other hydraulic pneumatic faculty member, is we're committed to getting our students into jobs when it's Monday morning, they don't dread going to work. That's not the way to live. When Monday morning rolls around, none of us would, let me say this, all of us would rather it be Saturday and Sunday, right? We enjoy our weekends, spend time with our families. But when Monday morning rolls around and that alarm clock goes off, you should not dread going to work. You should enjoy what you're doing. And we really work hard to plug our students into jobs where their skill sets are there, where their natural abilities are strong, and what they enjoy doing, because you should enjoy your career. You shouldn't feel miserable about it. So taking a tour of all the programs that you find an interest in, meeting with the faculty, talking with the students, that's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's great advice, and I'm enthused. I'm approaching potentially second career time myself, so I would love to come in and absolutely look at the programs. Well, I so appreciate all of you, Lori and Sam and George, for presenting tonight and helping us learn a little bit more about preparing for industries, and the great support that the community colleges of Spokane provides to those individuals, the opportunities to learn and to step into the right career as they move forward. And our goal is certainly to engage our community in these discussions about how Airway Heights is developing. We want to attract business because they create opportunities for employment. They help support the tax base that helps us provide other services like police, fire, recreation programming, et cetera. And it's all part of a larger community for Airway Heights, since that's the vision that we're working towards. So thank you very much for being here tonight. With that, I thank you for letting me ask some very pointed questions, Lori. I'll hand this back to you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much again for joining us. Again, our website has a lot of wonderful information for students to learn more about the programs at SCC, how to enroll. Our career coach assessment tool is a great way to find out a little bit more about the different industries and the local job outlook. You can find on our career coach tool what the median income is for our different programs, and then it will also tie it to our programs at Spokane Community College. And then we also have, again, great programs for students that are still in high school. Running Start for Careers is a new area at Spokane Community College where our some of the partnering districts in the area have aligned their graduation requirements to our professional technical programs. And we actually just found out today that we won a national competition for some scholarship funding to support students in the Running Start for career programs. Veteran Services on our campuses, supporting any of our service members locally, and connecting with GI bills and other types of funding. So we really encourage you to check us out. Check out the website, give us a call. We are open Monday through Friday. Our virtual services are available, and all of this can be found at www.spokane.edu. So thank you again to our guests, George and Sam, for being here tonight. Thank you, Heather, for the opportunity to share more about Spokane Community College, and we hope to see you enrolling winter quarter or maybe spring quarter.